What is up, everyone? It's Justin Parnell back with another edition of Journey of Discovery. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as leave a like, a comment, and of course a share. If you want to search for the Thinktwice podcast, you can do so by searching Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Now, I know we took a little break. There was some weather that happened in Roanoke, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware. Instead of recording Journey of Discovery as I normally do, Ali and I did a joint stream. You can still find that stream and some of those highlights on our YouTube page, which of course we are on right now, youtube.com/ThinktwiceMTG. But we're going to be back strong, and we still have Dominaria Draft available on Magic Arena, which is what we're going to be playing today. So before I get into Dominaria Draft, I wanted to address some of the ongoings that have been happening that would have a pretty dramatic effect on free-to-play MTG Arena players, which of course is what we are here on this series. So last week, Wizards of the Coast, the MTG Arena team announced that they would be rolling back some of the changes they had previously announced to MTG Arena quick constructed events, notably the individual card rewards, also known as ICRs, and removing those while giving some higher gold values for the quick constructed events. Now, this is a very bad thing. Fortunately, the community outcry was pretty loud, and the Arena team swiftly changed their decision and re-implemented the ICRs to those, which, as you know, by watching this series, those are critical to growing our collection, whether you're a free-to-play player, whether you're not a free-to-play player, anyone. I think their reasoning for removing those, which is they kind of lured new players in with pre-made decks into those events, is crap, because even as a new player, paying half a booster pack to essentially get the best parts of the booster pack with a potential for more is pretty much exactly what you want to do for a new player. So I didn't really buy that, but fortunately it's reversed for now, but we will obviously be keeping a close watch on that in the future. Hopefully it stays how it is, because those individual card rewards are the lifeblood of a free-to-play account. All right, enough of that. We are going to be playing some Dominaria Limited. Let's get started. Okay, so we have opened up a couple of premium cards. Now, maybe not necessarily premium in what you guys might think of the word, because Traxos is obviously a rare that's extremely powerful, but we actually have a lot of really solid first or early picks in this pack. Cast Down, Cloud Raider Sphinx, even both of the green card Sapling Migration and Landward Elder are quite powerful. So we have some options. Now the question is, do we want to draft the Traxos and kind of go into a historic style deck? It's certainly more exciting. We can definitely say that. But is it better than just a solid, but ultimately just a removal spell? I am going to say that it is. And, of course, it's going to be significantly more exciting if we draft it. And that's what we're here for, right? Is entertain you guys. So, Traxos it is. And we're going to be looking for some historic payoff cards, which we see one immediately in Runa, Disciple of Gix, historic card herself. Also can exile historic cards in the graveyard, and you can recast them. I think with what we're going to want to do, which is drafting historic cards, I'm interested in the Runa. So let's go ahead and let's give it a shot. We're not really passing. I mean, we are passing up a couple of good cards, notably this Academy Drake. We're going to do the Runa anyway. Okay, so here we see nothing particularly good. We only see one historic card, which is this Blood Tallow Candle, which is not a card that I would call a good card. This is a card we'll play in our deck as like a 23rd card, but it's nothing we really want. So let's look at the blue and black card, because we do have a Runa. And we don't really have anything else that's really like pulling us in a different direction. So I think Fungal Infection is probably the card that I'm most likely to take. This card is just really solid. It's not exciting, but it's going to make your deck pretty much all the time. As we've talked about here before, I really dislike Opt. Obviously, people think this is a powerful card in Constructed, and often it is, but in Limited, I think it's pretty crappy. So, Fungal Infection it is. All right. So, we have a couple of historic cards here. But we also have a Thallid Soothsayer, which I actually like quite a bit. You really need to be in Saprolings to take advantage of it. We're not missing a whole lot of other stuff. We have another historic payoff card alongside Traxos. But this is Voltaic Servant is actually a combo with the Traxos. I think we can get more of these later. So I'm gonna take the Soothsayer here, but I'm gonna be looking for this servant on the way back. All right. Let's see. So again, there's nothing really too great in the pack. Stronghold Confessor is fine. The Guardians of Koilos, fine. Neither of these cards are too great. Actually, I think this card's pretty bad. It's just a 4/4 for 5, which is generally not too good. I don't mind splashing in this format. I actually do it pretty often. As I'm sure if you've seen on Twitter, I've posted a couple of my decks that I haven't recorded, of course. The card that I have the most success with is just this Primordial Worm, which I'm probably just going to take here. I'm more likely to splash green with these two colors than I am white. So I don't know. This Adamant Will it's better than the Worm, and we can pick these up. We can pick these up later. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna take the Confessor. This is a card I'm definitely gonna play, even though it's not exciting. Okay, so here we have a couple of good ones. That's a really late Growth from the Ashes. I love that card. But we do have a Joyrus Familiar, which is actually really solid and goes along with our plan. So we're going to take the Familiar. And here, nothing too exciting. The Void is fine. If you're playing a 2-color deck, this is pretty good. If you're not, it's not. We don't really have anything specific that we're going to play. I mean, this Adventurous Impulse is fine. We're not in green. This is a card we would play, especially with some stronger stuff. But it's probably good enough for us to just grab. Sparring Construct is pretty bad. This card is actually awful. We'll probably just take another Confessor or a Landwar Scout. We're not gonna have enough rats for Rat Colony. We'll just take the other Confessor. All right, here we're gonna take this Navigator's Compass in case we want to play multiple colors, and nothing really here that we're passing up. We're pretty much leaving ourselves open. I'd rather have this Worm than a second Impulse, and I feel like we'll get another one anyway. I'll take this Blessing of Belzelock. It's a subpar trick, but we're not going to play any of these. We'll take the green card. Prospector and Frenzied Rage. Okay, I'm going to move some of these down here. The only cards that we're definitely not going to play are these two, so hopefully we can open up some sort of sweet legend. All right. Now, so the interesting thing is this isn't going to trigger our other Traxos. I mean, it will, but not in the way we want it to. We're going to take it either way. But we didn't get that servant back, unfortunately. Maybe we can find one in this pack. I kind of regret not taking it. But we're going to take the other Traxos. Why not? Okay. Let's see. So, Yargle does untap Traxos on curve at that. I don't think we're passing up anything too great. Right now we're really just in black. God, Yargle's so bad. This card's so awful. It's so much worse than Deathbloom Salad. We got to take the Deathbloom Salad. Like as much as we want the meme potential with Yargle, it's just not there. All right. Coinde is interesting. Although we have a much better white card in the same pack, in my opinion, than the Pegasus Courser, which is foolishly common in this. But I mean, obviously, I think for a deck, the Coinde is probably better. We also have this Urza's Tome, which does go along with our historic stuff. Man, I'm trying too hard to make this Traxos work, I think. We don't even have that many ways to trigger it. So we're just gonna get some more. You know what? Whatever. We're just gonna get more. Sylvan Awakening is actually not bad. It's not. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's not bad. It can be good if you're ramping. If we get like a oh my gosh, can't think of the Rampart Growth card. Then this is pretty good. We're not really passing anything up. We're not going to play the Velduke, despite being in here. Actually, we're going to take this Ancient Animus. If we're in green, this is at least good with Traxos. It's just a removal spell. Okay, nothing here that's going to untap Traxos. So anything in the Sultai colors? The Skin Witch is probably fine. This is a card we'll actually play. So we can exile a historic card, return to the battlefield. Okay. We're going to take this Thallid Omnivore. Yep. Oh man, we're gonna take this Garna. Garna's actually a pretty powerful card. We'll play this Navigator's Compass or two if we need to. Oh man, Slim Voda is not a good card, like at all. It's an 8/8 for 8, and that's pretty much it. We're not gonna get to 10 mana. I mean, you can get to 10 mana in this format, for sure, but it's more likely we're gonna play this like Broken Bond. So we'll take that. All right, we're gonna take this other Navigator's Compass just in case. We'll take the Flame of Keld for our collection. We'll take this green creature. We'll take the Befuddle, which we're more likely to play. We'll take the Befuddle, which we're more likely to play. And then we're going to move all these over because we're not actually going to play them. All right. We got a little bit of a mess here. All right. Give me something good. Hey, that's a good one. That is a good one. That's a great one, in fact. We're happily going to take this Josu Vest. This is, you're not going to kick Josu Vest very often. It's solid even if you don't, but it goes nicely with our Traxos. So we're going to take this. Man, it'd be sweet if we get this Chainer's Torment back, right? Or even this Glider. All right, there's a Narhumeha, which will, of course, trigger our, our Traxos, our Traxi. That multiple Traxos is Traxi. Well, we're not going to be able to splash it. We're only splashing blue at this point. We don't really have anything notable in blue. So That doesn't mean that we can't, but we certainly don't have any instants or sorceries we're really going to be copying, or any wizards that we're going to be pumping. So where does that leave us? Probably with the soul salvage. Even though this, I mean, if we're splashing the Runa, then the Journey Mage is probably better than Blink of an Eye, because it's going to be difficult for us to kick Blink of an Eye. Yeah, we'll take the Journey Mage. Even though I do like soul salvage. Oh man. Alright. Well, Siege Gang Commander is a bomb. And this is it's enough of a bomb to coerce me to move into red as a more primary color. So we're just gonna quickly take this. Be sweet if we get a soul salvage now. Ooh, Urza's Ruinous Blast. Maybe sweet if we cast that. All non-land permanents that aren't legendary. So leave Runa, Atraxos, Garna. So what are we passing up? The Sap Herd? Thallid Omnivore? Whatever. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. We're going to take it and make it ridiculous. Okay, here's a Grow from the Ashes, which is something that can fix our mana. We'll take that. All right, we're going to take the Jai Ballad for our collection. We're not really passing anything up. That's a super late Jai Ballad. It's not good. This is not good in our deck, but we'll take it. We'll take a super late Planeswalker. Okay. There's a Soul Salvage, which I like. I'd rather take the Soul Salvage, I think. Let's see, what are we looking like here? This is a mess. It's a mess, but it looks like a lot of fun. We're probably not going to play this Primordial Worm. You can get in there. Oh, this is good with Traxos, of course. It's not really good with anything else. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think this card is just going to be too good for us. Okay, so let's move this back. If we have a cast a historic spell, return this. I'm actually fine with this Phantom. Nothing else is really here in this pack for us. Same with the Dredge Sentinel. We're not going to play any of these. We'll take the board for the Weatherlight. Not going to play any of these. We'll take the Sage. I hate this Guy's Protector. Not going to play any of these. Run amok. Okay. Alright. Well, obviously everyone knows exactly what we're doing here. We're gonna do the 2x Navigator's Compass. I think we're gonna play one island. Yeah, we're gonna turn off suggestions here. One island, one plains. So we have 2 blue and 3 red. That seems fine. We're gonna get rid of this Adventurous Impulse. Oops. We're gonna bump this. We're gonna bump the force up to 4 so we can actually play. So we can reasonably hit this Grow from the Ashes. We're not gonna play this Ooze either. It's probably. I think actually we are gonna play this Worm. just because we're going to be able to cast it. So the Confessor is fine. Skin Witch is fine. Okay. We're going to make Traxos our picture, first of all. That was the first thing we should have done. We need to cut a land. Okay, it's a swamp. Okay, cut 2 lands on accident. Okay, so this is 40, so we need to cut a spell. And we have whatever we want to choose from. Except for this Jai Ballard. Of course. We could play Board the Weatherlight. Probably not. That's unreasonable. A lot of sweet cards. A lot of sweet cards to board. Maybe we will play this. How crazy would that be? It'd be pretty crazy, right? We add another plains back in. Most important card on our entire deck is Grow from the Ashes. Alright, we're at 41 with 17 lands. Alright, 42. We need this Ancient Animus. We probably don't need more than one of those. We need these things to keep us alive. We might not need the Soothsayer. We just don't have enough creatures. Okay, 17, 14 creatures. So, things that aren't legendary. So we have legends. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Garna Sweet. Alright, so no problem. Just playing a black deck, splashing white, green, blue, and red. That sounds pretty good, right? I don't really see how this could go wrong, so I think we're probably going to submit it. This is 40 cards, 17 lands. We just got to not die. We probably should play a Befuddle to not die, honestly. We probably should cut one of these. Bump up an island. And either play a Befuddle or a Tolarian Scholar. I'm just going to make sure we don't have any more historic cards. We have Flame of the Keld. I can't play that one. Okay, we don't have double. The Siege Gang is the only thing that's double. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. We really need to double kick the Grow from the Ashes. Okay, you know what? You know what? I think we're doing great. We're gonna go. We're gonna go with this. All right. So here we have what I imagine is going to be a sample hand for our deck. Now we do have a Drudge Sentinel that we're going to be able to play, and we do have one of our bits of mana for Siege Gang Commander. That being said, 2 lands is probably not going to do it, so we're going to mulligan this. Okay. Well, I'm much happier with this hand, especially with a Scry, and we're going to just keep any land that we can see, so we're going to start off with a Navigator's Compass in game 1 here. My least favorite thing about Navigator's Compass is you can activate it at any time. So your opponent's like, oh, you want to do this now? And you're like, no, I don't. I don't want to do it now. I don't want them to scry, and we're going to kill this. So it's not like there's going to be a more enticing target than a Flying Men. So the only downside to playing the Compass here is if we draw Traxos and a 4th land, it's our way to untap Traxos. Alright. We have quite the curve here. Of course, the all 5-color deck, just as we drew it up. Any land would prefer to not have a swamp, but we'll take what we can get. Befuddle to draw. So the thing this deck is missing, of course, is there's the Traxos. Is a Voltaic Servant, which, man, I really wish that we had one of these. Really wish we had a Voltaic Servant. That was a mistake tapping or passing on that. All right, and here we see the card that's going to stop our Saproling dead in its tracks. Okay. Well, if we draw a... Oh, no. What did I... Oh, man, totally was not paying attention. All right, well, we just sacrificed that Saproling for no reason. Man. Not paying attention. If we draw a land, we're going to play Traxos first, obviously. Big wall that can gain indestructible. That's awfully annoying. Alright, well, we have no blocks here. Alright, there's our land. And we will get our Traxos out. So our opponent does have to presumably leave 2 up to block Traxos. Okay. Well, opponent is wanting to make their wall indestructible, presumably. Wizard's Retort here? Okay. Well, we're still untapping. Okay. We get in for 10. They can soak up 6 of it. So we'll take 4, get down to 8. Oh, interesting. Okay. They're really banking on us not having an artifact next turn, or a historic spell, which we totally have. Okay, so our opponent is potentially making the decision to have the same kind of turn where they just block. Okay. Looks like they're going to be bouncing Traxos. Yeah. Alright. So be it. Let's go ahead and untap Traxos here. And we'll pass the turn. We don't have a great way to break through, so hopefully they don't do that again. Alright. Okay, well they just destroyed. Okay, opponent's still at 5. And we're not going to block. We still would rather have our Deathbloom Thaddle on offense. Hey, look at that. Soul Salvage just for us. Okay, let's see if they... Okay, so they're making it indestructible. Okay, thank goodness. Well, we're going to resolve this Soul Salvage. Now let's get our 2 creatures back. We can't cast them this turn, but we'll cast Traxos next turn, and then the Familiar. And if that doesn't work out... Ah, my least favorite creature to play with. Oh, Gaia's Protector. Fallen Phyrexians were transmuted into elementals by Gaia long ago. But Yavimai's other inhabitants still regard them with unease. Yeah, you think? Okay, well, let's go with Traxos again. Now, the trick is, do we just play the Confessor here? No, I think we probably hold it. To see if we can make it a 3-3. Okay. They're putting a lot of big butts onto the battlefield. I'm not sure what they're thinking about doing with this wall. Keep mousing over it. Well, guess I'm gonna block it if able. No problem. I'll trade my 3 casting cost creature for your 4 casting cost creature. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's play the familiar. Untap. And we're going to get in here with Traxos. I mean, our opponent has to block. Okay, so their indestructible creatures going down. And then we'll just go ahead and untap Traxos again. Now, could they potentially kill it? Making this foolish on our turn? Yeah, perhaps. They did that last time. Okay. So opponent's tapping out. Which is an interesting choice, because we're definitely going to attack with Traxos. There's no question about that. And with our familiar. Our opponent cannot attack profitably. Okay, doesn't mean our opponent won't attack. Okay, yep. No, they figured it out. That was really interesting, but here we are. All right. All right, game 2. I think this is what our deck looks like, so we're going to keep. We're keeping 2 lands this time. But we're on the play, so I actually think we can get in a lot of chip damage with this Confessor on 1. Okay, and we did draw another land. I don't want to wait until turn 6. I would rather just curve out here on our opponent, since we have a somewhat aggressive draw on our 5-color deck. Okay. Well, we can obviously very easily block here. We can get in with our menace creature. And then play our 3/2. If opponent attacks with Mace Unicorn, we are going to block with the Thallid. And they decline. Okay. Well, let's play this Josuves. Actually, let's attack with the Thallid first. And see if we can encourage a trade. Unlikely, but you never know. They're thinking about it. Excellent choice, opponent. We're all happy with that. Nope. Yes. Okay, yes. Alright. We're gonna play our Josu. Not kicked. We'll just play a 4/5 for 4 with Menace. That's plenty good. Ah, look at that. Opponent has their own Traxos. Okay. Well, it'll be a race then. Hopefully we can draw our Traxos. Hey, look at that. Menace. We'll complement our opponent's Traxos. And we, of course, have a Joyous Familiar to untap. The Devanant Trapper is going to mean that our Traxos isn't going to be able to play defense if we get into that situation. That's funny. They have the same draft as us, they just went a different route. Potentially. I think they're considering not attacking with Traxos. Okay, they're attacking. We're gonna not block, we're gonna go to 10. Which is obviously quite dangerous, but... Okay. Attacks, attacks, attacks. And just these. Yes. Okay, we're gonna play the compass to gain 3 life, because let's say our opponent disables us from blocking for some reason. Unless they give a creature a +1/+1 and disable us from blocking, we're going to be able to survive despite that. And then presumably crack back for the win. Okay, so they're probably going to tap our Traxos here. Indeed they did. And they can return another historic permanent. Maybe it will be the familiar, though that would lose them the game. I think they're thinking about it. They're doing the math. If they bounce their familiar, we can just attack them with all of our creatures, and they do not have enough blockers, since we have 2 menace creatures. Our opponent is truly not in very good shape, because if we draw another land, we can just Urza's Ruinous Blast and then just attack them with Traxos and Josuves. So, okay, they are targeting the familiar. Are they actually going to choose to bounce it? They did not. All right, smart. Do they attack is the next question. They don't. All right. Land. Okay. All right. I think we're going to do it. Because this is a historic spell. Wait. Historic legendaries. This is legendary. We're going to make it white. We're going to play the Ruinous Blast. Untap Traxos. And then we're going to attack. And we're going to get him with Josuves. Beautiful. Just like we drew it up. We'll let the Lich Knight be the last one standing. Okay. So here we have 3 colors of mana, a Navigator's Compass, and a Grow from the Ashes. So we actually have to keep this. We're going to. Obviously we're going to, but... Alright. Alright, we have a greedy fellow like ourselves. Okay, there's our Traxos. So that means that I'm not going to play this Compass. I'm actually going to wait. We're going to wait on the Compass. We don't need it to cast the Grow from the Ashes. Oh man. This is just beautiful. I actually might wait to Grow from the Ashes until we can kick it, which we're going to be able to. I want to be able to show our opponent that we don't need the Navigator's Compass to draw all of our different colors of mana. It's a power play. Mesa Unicorn? Sure. No big deal. Check it out. Okay. Mountain this time. Frenzied Rage. Alright, well we're going to bounce that with the Journey Mage here. As much as I want to... As much as I want to Traxos and attack, 4 life, essentially unblockable, is not something we can actually race, as disappointing as that is. So, okay. So we're going to Grow from the Ashes, kicked, and we're going to get a swamp and an island. We're going to play the Compass, untap Ultraxi. We're going to play our Forest. And we're just going to attack with Traxos. If our opponent tries anything fancy or cute, we're going to Ancient Animus. And they're going to try something tricksy or cute. They have a navigator's compass. Okay, mountain again. Frenzied Rage. Yeah, I don't think so. They're going to gain 2 life. So there's that. We should need to untap this Traxos a couple of times. Caligo Skin Witch. That's not a bad one. They have a lot of cards in their hand, so we are just... First of all, we're going to show them we have Domain. Natural Domain. Obviously another form of dominance. We're going to kick this Skin Witch. Adventurous Impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we can find our Josephus, we'll obviously wait until 10 mana. Oh. Okay, so we have a Traxos. We have a Droid's Familiar. We have our triple black kicker card and Island Mountain Forest. So this is basically a perfect hand. Just as we drew it up. We get to hide that we're a 5-color black deck. They'll not know until turn 7 or so. Opponent could be aggressive. So we have to watch out for that. Okay. Not so yet. Okay. There's a compass. Here's a Traxos. The good thing is we don't need many hits with Traxos to defeat someone. Okay. Zora's Familiar. Untap Traxos. Attack with Traxos. Okay. Let's wait. Just in case they think that we can't untap Traxos again. Alright. Did not matter. Oh, man. Okay. Opponent goes first. Plains Mountain is not great with this hand. And we also just I think we can do better. If this was, you know, one of these two, I would keep it, but this one obviously board the Weatherlight, but in seriousness we do have some early interactions. We'll keep. We'll put the other mountain on the bottom. Because we just need any other land. It doesn't have to be and should not be mountain. We do have 3 of those in our deck since we have a little Siege Gun Commander, which we haven't even drawn yet. Corrosive Ooze. Okay, there's a Grow from the Ashes. So that's nice. We are going to go ahead and attempt to get this Corrosive Ooze this turn by giving it -1/-1 and attempting to block with the Sapperling that we're going to make. That play has a varying degree of success. Looks like the success rate for this time is going to be 100% though, so that's good. Okay. We have a turn 4 play. Do we just want to... The thing is, we really want to get white with this, and we also need blue, so we'll just wait. We will wait so we can complete our domain. And just play our Joyous Familiar. I think it's a bad fixer. Landmark Envoy is not a good fixer. Okay, so there's our 5th land. We'll play this Familiar out. Opponent seems like they have their own fungal inspection. Fungal infection, not a fungal inspection. That's what we... It's fungal infection when you cast it. It's fungal inspection when you block with the sapling that you made. They're going to check it out. Oh, large sweet. I think we are gonna block here. We're not really in the business of trying to like we'll let them get our like fungal infection now if they want. Okay, so we'll play here. We're gonna kick Grow from the Ashes. We're gonna get a Plains and an Island. Just like our opponent expects us to. Plains, Island. And then we'll board the Weatherlight. Well, there's a Ruinous Blast. That will be good later. Not good against Halar, though. But no Traxos. Our opponent does know we have this. We do have to reveal it. So that's notable. Would have loved to have had that Siege Gun Commander, I'll tell you that. It's likely we're going to be bouncing the Halar with our Journey Mage. I guess that just depends on what our opponent does. Okay, so It's 8 for the Gorger, so it actually makes more sense for us to bounce said Gorger and attempt to block the Halar. Opponent could have a kicker spell, of course, but they certainly don't have 8 mana for a little while. Long enough for us to be able to handle said Halar. And we're going to hold the Compass, of course, for our friend, the Trax Father. Okay, looks like we have successfully time-walked our opponent and come up with a blocker for the Gorger and Halar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 mana away from a Kick Josu Vest is what it sounds like to me. We're very happily block with this Lingering Phantom. Now, if they have some sort of crazy trick here, then so be it. We really like to block this Baloth Gorger with the Phantom, and then get it back with the Navigator's Compass. Commit. Commit. Commit the attack. Oh, come on. Yes? No? Yes, no? Okay. We will block. Beautiful. Okay. So we get to turn Navigator's Compass into a removal spell. So that's cute. Landwar Envoy, which it seems like our opponent needs the mana for. I imagine they need some red. Oh, beautiful. Well, there's the Trax Father. We will play it. We will pay a black. We're not gonna untap quite yet. Only because... No, we are going to go ahead and untap. Because we're not going to play the Phantom. A lot would have to happen for us to not want to untap Traxos right now. And we'll pass the turn. Okay. This is interesting. We'll block here and here. I don't really know where this is going, but we will make our blocks. Okay. You gonna finish off Traxos? Eldritch Reborn? Okay. No, that makes sense. That's fair. We'll sacrifice Traxos. And they had to sacrifice their whole board just to do that. So we'll discard our Skin Witch here. Now they're gonna get back Traxos. Presumably. They still have to untap it. Maybe they'll get back the Journey Mage. I doubt it. The thing is, Traxos might not be good in their deck. Where we know that it's good in ours. And it's even better when it's not in our graveyard. So we have 8 mana. It'd be great if our opponent blocked and cast Fungal Infection. Yes, please do this. Use that Fungal Infection. You've been holding on to it for the whole game. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot of fun here. Okay, so we're gonna go black. What are we getting back? We're gonna get back the Journey Mage and Traxos. Yeah, because otherwise they're just gonna get the Journey Mage. Okay. So we're going to get back Traxos and the Journey Mage. We're going to play Traxos and then pay a black and get the Phantom back in our hand. We're going to call it a day. A great day. Now you're free to get back a Caliga Skin Witch, or a Joyrus Familiar, or a 1/1 Stronghold Confessor, or a 4/4 this guy, or a 3/3 this guy. That's fine. Ballast Gorger it is. Okay. Well, that was about best case scenario for us. Drawing the Soul Salvage. Okay, getting back the Halar, which currently opponent cannot cast. Not that they won't be able to cast it forever, but they currently cannot cast it. Okay. Yeah, get in that one while you can, I suppose. Okay. We can... Well, we're going to play this Forest. And just play this... Yeah, let's play this Lingering Phantom. And we'll just block this Gorger for as many turns as we have to. We know Siege Gang Commander's down there on the bottom. We have not shuffled, so... We did choose to get back the Journey Mage, so we didn't... We made our graveyard very uninspiring for the Eldritch Reborn here. Jousting Lance, okay. Well, that's an interesting one. Okay. Well, this is enough value for me. So, I'm going to block here. First strike damage is going to happen. We'll take the Ruinous Blast, pay a black, return our Phantom, get rid of all of these. We don't need you anymore. We have your friend, also Navigator's Compass, and attack for 7. And let's go ahead and play the Compass out. Gain 3 more life. Beautiful. That's what we like. That's what we like to see. Okay, so this is a 2-lander. However, we have what is arguably the best card in our deck in Siege Gang Commander. We have a Runa, which we essentially can cast with a land. A Fungal Infection, of course, Navigator's Compass. Excuse me, and we're on the draw. And we have 3 extra life. Now, have I told you guys about my favorite creature to Fungal Infection? No? Well, it's Gitu Lava Runner. Feels good. Feels good. So, we don't have any historic cards in our graveyard yet. I think we're going to hold the Compass because we don't want to play... I don't want to play Runa until we can get some value out of her, so... We'll hold off. We'll hold off for now. We do need to draw some lands, though, in all seriousness. Okay. Need to draw some lands. Oh, we've been tricked. Oh no, our Sapling is going to lose all of its abilities. It's lost them, look. Just right into that face of this trickster. It's very tricky. Had leaves? Okay. This could be a problem. This could be a problem very quickly. Ooh. Alright, well let's gain 3 life. It's not exactly what we want, where we want to be, but it is where we are. I think if we draw lands for the rest of the game, we can win with just the cards that we have. But we have to start now. Like now. Probably have to start yesterday. Okay, no big deal. We're just at 11. Okay. That does block Not well. Okay, so all we have to hope is they don't have any more spells. They have all lands in their hand. Okay, that was like the opposite. Because they killed our creature and they're gonna kill us. Okay, now I don't believe that we can win. We do have another blocker that will likely bite the dust. But I think we've just ran out of time, unfortunately. The hand had so much potential. But potential doesn't mean you always win. And we do not. Such a shame. Alright, we'll take our first blemish. Okay, opponent is going first. This is actually a solid hand. We have Josie Vest, a way to get it back. Ancient Animus. That's good enough for me. No need to be greedy. We have a skin which we can play on too, which I'm more than happy to do. Trade, get it back later with Soul Salvage. Okay, maybe not trade. Maybe that's not the word. But block, perhaps. Okay, we are on pace for a turn 4 Josuves. Plus an Ancient Animus to back it up, which is going to be great. Chander's Torment, that's okay. Like, it's not great. But we're going to be able to deal our opponent 5 to 6 here. I'd love for them to play a 4-4 or a 5-5. No, that was the opposite. Okay, so our opponent is going to be getting a 10-10. So that's not like super fun, right? Well, we'll attack with the Skin Witch. And play our familiar. 11-11. At least it doesn't have haste. That's a horrific looking thing. It's just ugly. This is just an ugly thing. No blocks. We're gonna try to race. Okay, that's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. It is a 3-3 for us to block here. Unfortunately, we have to hope for no removal spells, which is not my favorite strategy in the whole wide world that we've ever had. But it is a strategy. Just not a very good one. So what I think we would like to do is maybe an island. Any land will do. Okay, this doesn't have trample or anything. No? Okay. This is not a saproling. We will get no benefit from letting it just bite the dust here. Obviously, they can kill this. Okay, well, that's interesting. Looks like our opponent is interested in blocking. Okay, so we have a forest. So we can get back these two. Attack with 3 or more creatures. Well, we don't want that to happen. So we can attack them for 2. If we Ancient Animus here to here, that will bite the dust. But then it just encourages them to attack with all of their creatures, which is not great for us, because then we have to block here. And we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to 6. There it's 6. I think the play is just to play the Skin Witch here as a blocker yet again. And no attacks. Okay, so now we have the Compass as a live draw for Siege Commander. Siege Commander, I do believe, would simply just win us the game. So they're getting in here with the construct. And we're going to chump again with the Skin Witch. And this time we actually are going to sacrifice it. Never know. We should just do it just in case. Maybe they have a ship and fire that they forgot they could cast as an instant. Now they can't kill our creature on their turn. Okay. Jousting Lance, which doesn't actually do much as it currently stands. Okay, there's Traxos, which is actually good because we can play Traxos and Josuves. And then untap Traxos. So there's Traxos. And here's Josuves. And we're going to not attack. We might be able to get our opponent next turn. Just kind of in a sneaky way. Basically, if we don't die this turn, then we got a shot. Okay. That doesn't help. We will not be able to kill our opponent next turn. I mean, I guess we do technically do have the power here to be able to do so, but it's definitely not looking good. So we're going to block here, take 4. Being able to play the Siege Gang Commander at any point in time will help tremendously. I think we can, let's see, 5. We can kill all of their creatures if we attack here. I think it's our only shot, and then they, like, triple block. Okay. So they're going to triple block. We'll go here, and then we're going to Ancient Animus. Target here, and the Phoenix. So fight. And then Josuves will trade with all of these. This is a 12-12. But it gives us the largest chance for not just dying to our opponent's attacks. Unless, of course, they can just kill this Jorda's Familiar, which in that case we're just toast. Okay. We'll block. Okay. Come on. Come on. Opponent's working with almost nothing. They want to draw another card. Okay. Navigator's Compass. Okay. That does a thing. Allows us to survive here. We'll target this. Make it a mountain. Play Siege Gang Commander. Do we have anything that's historic that's cheap? Okay, so, well, this just goes here. We absolutely take 6. Go to 3. If they don't have a creature to block, we can attack them back for 4. And then shoot them for 4. They have Memorial to Folly to get back a blocker, if that's what they want to do. Which it probably is. It's probably what they want to do. Probably what they have to do. They had to get something that costs 3 or less. So, any of these, Keldon Warcaller. Getting the Phoenix, they can't. Oh, they can cast the Phoenix. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's a great one. Drudge Sentinel. So we want to sacrifice a I think we're going to play the Drudge Sentinel and then just see what our opponent does. We still have 2 activations up for Siege Gang. No attacks. Okay. Okay. Well, that will die. This just gives it +2 and first strike. Okay. So that's fine. So I don't think they're going to attack with their 12/12 and they're going to attack with their Warcry Phoenix, which is totally fine. Just the Phoenix. Okay. Well, in that case, yes. We'll target this and sacrifice a goblin. All right. Equipping here? Sure thing. Okay, we now have kind of an infinite blocker. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a real good one. We're going to target this, turn it into an island. We're going to bounce this stupid thing. And then we're just going to pass. Okay, I think we're going to somehow, I don't know how, but come back in this game. Eldritch Reborn, that is inconvenient. It's very inconvenient. What we need to do is keep Siege Gang Commander out of the graveyard. Okay. There's another mountain, which is fine. Let's get Josuves. Let's turn this into an island. Blue and green for Runa. And Josephus, we only have 8 instead of 10. But I think it's probably going to be good enough to be able to just do... Yeah, that's 10 mana. We only have 8. Okay. This doesn't have first strike, so we'll attack for 3. I think our opponent believes it has first strike, which is going to... That decision is going to lose them the game, whether they realize it or not. That's a little unfortunate way for them to go. But unless they... Yep. So we're just going to attack them. And they can only block one of these 2/2s, and we're going to hit them for exactly 8. And that's going to be... That's going to be the ball game, as we somehow escape. Woo! Getting close. Getting real close. Well, we certainly have all of our colors, but this is essentially a 5.5 card hand. Because these 2 cards don't do anything, so I'd rather find something better. And this is better despite not having black. So we'll put the Lingering Phantom on the bottom, never to be seen again. Oh, there's our swamp. So we can just curve on into the Drudge Sentinel. Our opponent is very kindly not putting any pressure on us. Always appreciated. Okay, there's our way to untap Traxos. Opponent has found their second color. Ooh, that's a powerful card right there. Rada would be a sweet one to have in this deck for sure. Okay. Obviously, we need to establish dominance by showing 4 colors of mana. We are going to handle Rada next turn, most likely. While Rada's good, she's only particularly scary when there are more creatures in play to really get up there in mana. Okay, 3 colors. That's not bad. Okay. Well, opponent's going to gain 4 here. We are still going to dispatch Rada appropriately. And we're not going to navigate. We do need a navigator's compass, though. We won't be able to block with the Sentinel, but that's okay. We can hold off for a turn. So if we can kind of force our opponent into a block, we can get both of their creatures, although that seems highly unlikely. Alright, well we could have, I guess next was damage. Alright, either way, let's go ahead and fight these two. Our opponent will gain some more life, but Rada will bite the dust. So they could have been at 18. Not that big of a deal, I suppose. Our opponent can get in for 2 points of damage, which we will be taking. We really want to have this 3 mana up for the Sentinel. And we'll pass the turn. I like having the blast handy. Handy dandy Urza's Ruinous Blast. But we are getting a little flooded, which can obviously turn in our favor if we draw a Josu Vess a little bit later in the game. Okay, so we'll block. And surely my opponent has some way to pump the Goblin? Gain approach? Okay, well let's do it again. You have how many multiple removal spells? This is not going to work how you want it to, opponent. Yeah, I think they're now realizing. Unless they have a third removal, a second removal spell for the Drudge Sentinel. Okay, they do. So they've now used 2 Gideon's Reproaches, which they could have used to defeat Traxos. Yeah, you got it. You have defeated the Drudge Sentinel. So we're going to be taking 9. Let's wait one more turn and see if our opponents will play just something, just one more thing. Nope, they will not. Okay. Well, that's a historic card. So you may exile target historic card. Ooh, that's good. So the first thing that we want to do is Ruinous Blast. And then we can attack with Traxos. And then we can play Rona, untap Traxos. We can get a historic card, which is the Ruinous Blast. Exile it. And then have another Ruinous Blast for our opponent next turn. Which I imagine is going to make them pretty unhappy. We're not out of the woods yet. We could certainly have things go awry, but if it does, they got to kill Traxos instead of Runa, and then we're going to see the true power of Runa drawing multiple cards, or an extra card a turn. Grun? Okay. All right. Grun does not have trample. So let's attack with Traxos. We had to get to see the double Traxos. Alright. One of each here. Yeah, we'll play this one. We're just going to play it to untap the other one. Okay, choose that you wish to keep. We'll keep this one, the untapped one. Our opponents did a very convenient 3 life. So they need to play a legendary thing. This does not get trample, it just doubles its power and toughness. They could certainly kill Runa and make us chump with Traxos. That's definitely a thing that could happen. Yeah, they're awfully close to kicking this Grun, but I guess they could not wait. They really wanted to put a 10-10 that doubled its power toughness on the battlefield, but it was not to be. Okay, so we have a 10-10, and we'll block here. And if there's something that gives it plus and trample, then we're toast. But that was the case anyway, right? Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty inconvenient. We're not going to exile the top card. Man. Okay, well, that's a blocker. Siege Gang Commander could get us out of this, but we are not even remotely close to casting Siege Gang Commander. Uh-oh. This is going to get back the Animus. The Ancient Animus. And I think we're going to die to a 14-14 Grun. The loneliest king. We definitely are. Our opponent got out of it somehow. Okay. 6 and 2. This is the final one, and this is a pretty great hand. We only have 2 lands, but if we hit a third, then we have Runa, Drudge Sentinel, and then on 4 we have Traxos, and of course Growth from the Ashes we get green, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alright. There is our third. We'll lead with the Drudge Sentinel. Okay. Good to do. Excellent play. Just kill a 2 toughness creature with fungal infection. And our opponent only gained 1 life. Haha. Block. Beautiful. Best case scenario. Okay. Here is the Sentinel. We're going to have a Traxos with a Runa. Untapping it. On turn 5, attacking. That's what I like. That's what I'd like to see. Okay, well that's inconvenient. Because we can't... we don't have in our plans to be able to regenerate the Sentinel. I'd rather just attack. Deep freeze, you say? Alright. Well, at least we have another one. We can also attack. Or we can also block. So if it goes, we can Runa it back. I don't think I want to play Runa because I really want to get some value off of Runa. And it's not going to do much against this Bayard Steward of Argive. I think that's the technical way you pronounced this gentleman's name. For those of you that didn't know. Excellent. No, that's just still into turn. Unfortunately. Do we want... Yeah, we'll play this George Familiar. Put some air blockers down. Slash air attackers, of course. We'll just block with Traxos. Okay, well there's some white. This will allow us to board the Weatherlight. Or is this Tome? Nothing. We're putting a Siege Gang on the bottom. Draw a card, then discard a card. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. All these historic triggers that we're missing. Yeah, we'll attack with the familiar. If our opponent has a trick, they have another historic card, instant speed. Okay. They did not, as expected. Uh-oh. We got the Snapper. Okay, we'll take 2. Alright, that is a good one. That is a good one. Let's... I think we just want to play the Lingering Phantom. And we'll get in for 2. We won't get in for 2. We won't get in for anything. We're immediately going to block this Snapper first with the Phantom, if possible. Hopefully our opponent does not have Arcane Flight. That would be wildly inconvenient. Okay. Giving us an opportunity to block with the Phantom, which is great. We're going to block here and here. Great. Great trade for us. Very happy with that. Okay, so... we need to get another... so we're going to tap here. So we're going to get a red. I think we're going to get a red and a blue. Then we'll play our swamp. Nope. We're going to get a red and a green. So we can Ancient Animus if needed. Red and green. We don't have any historic cards in our graveyard, which is fine. And we are just going to pass the turn. And we'll discard this swamp if needed. Though we are getting close to Joseph S. mana if we can find such. No, we don't want to block the construct. We'll take 5. Okay, our opponent is empty-handed. Hey, there's Joseph S. Let's... man, I don't want to discard any of these. So we just need to survive. Oh, wait. 8, 9, -1. We'll get rid of... oh, we need to keep the Ancient Animus. We'll get rid of the Runa. Of course, there's another land anyway. Oh, yeah. We're kicking it. This is how it ends. No attacks. Then we're going to Ancient Animus this Bard, and then crash in with our zombie army. That's not what you want. It's not what you want, opponent. Yeah, you can attack. There'll be no blocks today. We don't need red. We don't need white. And decline. We'll discard this forest. Ancient Ancient Animus. Target creature we control and an opponent controls. Okay. Let's get in with everything. And we have the Journey Mage post-combat. Gotta block that with both. Post-combat to bounce the Academy Drake. Otherwise, we wouldn't have attacked with the Familiar. And either way, we're bouncing the Drake. If our opponent can string together 3 historic spells, looks like they cannot. And Josu this. Totally fair card. Earned it. Totally earned it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a crime we can't take a look at this masterpiece. But as I'm sure, as I was drafting my second Traxos, everyone said to themselves, this is definitely going to be a 7-win deck for sure. But in case you didn't, we can't go back and look. You'll have to rewind the video. I can't do it, but you can do it. It's probably like somewhere in the beginning, like 20 or so minutes in. That's where you can take a look at the masterpiece. But thank you guys very much for watching. Dominaria is my favorite limited format in many, many years. It is very diverse. You can do all sorts of crazy things. We just drafted a 5-color deck, legitimately a 5-color deck, where we had at least 2 of every single card, or 2 of every single color, and it's pretty amazing. It's an amazing limited format. I'm going to continue to draft it as much as I can. I've actually drafted a bunch that I haven't recorded. I'm sure, like I said, some of you guys have seen those on Twitter, but limited, it's great. Dominaria limited, especially great. You guys, also great. Thank you guys for watching Journey of Discovery. Of course, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. You can catch this series as well as Ollie's Brew streaming highlights as well as the Thinktwice podcast. And if you guys want to support the show, remember, Journey of Discovery is brought to you by the Thinktwice podcast, patreon.com/Thinktwice MTG. Thank you guys very much for watching. Catch you next time.